So, here's the plan. I started working on doing a little sort just to get a taste of what I was going to be in for as I'm processing this fabric. And my main idea here was just to see if I could get the small pieces separated from the large pieces. So I got myself a basket, and as I'm finding pieces that look like they may be a yard or larger, I'm putting those in the basket, folding them the best of my ability, and then all the small cut up pieces I'm putting over to the side to try to digest that later. And I guess that's going to be like my first phase of sorting, is not only the type of material, or whether it's a solid, a print, or textured fabric, but I'm looking for what necessarily could become project material. Initially, my desire is to grab all the little tiny bitty scraps and work on something with those. I have in mind like a scrappy quilt or a crazy quilt using scraps. I've got a bit of a vision, and I just wanted to just get a project going and just start with one project at first. I have been watching YouTube videos and tutorials and talking with people about quilting. There is a term called a UFO. So it's an unfinished object, and this pile already has other people's UFOs. So what does it become when it's mine? Well, I guess if I don't start the project, or if I want to change that object, I don't know. That's a good thing to kind of maybe discuss. What happens when you inherit someone else's unfinished project? Maybe it doesn't really become your UFO until you actually start working on it, or you have an intention to work on it. If anyone has any ideas, I guess you give me a comment below. I'm having to really fight the urge to lose my train of thought on how I'm sorting all this stuff. Now, of course, my husband and my boys are still in the house, and I'm trying to convince them while I'm going through this little sort that I'm going to work on this for a period of time and then I'm going to stop, because there's other things that have to happen at my house, believe it or not. People want to eat, people want clean laundry, there are certain chores around the house that I seem to be only able to do, like cleaning the bathroom or sweeping. And there, as I had said on day one, this is a working farm, so there's multiple animals that have to be taken care of. There's pigs and horses, goats, chickens, dogs, cats, and I know I'm forgetting one. And a cow. Yes, a cow that has to be milked twice a day. So you may be asking, where am I finding time to take on this endeavor? Well, I have worked pretty hard over the summer doing time studies on my schedule, and I have figured out that there are 3 main courses of the day. 1/3 of the day is for sleeping, and the other 16 hours is what I have to work with. Well, of those 16 hours, at least 7 to 7.5, just like a normal job, is spent working the farm. So it's almost like an 8-hour week for that. And then the rest of the time is for myself and my family. And of that time, I think I was able to slice out 3 hours for myself. And then my family gets 5 hours. My family and home get 5 hours of my attention. So that's the cleaning, the cooking, and then time with family, like sitting on the couch and watching TV at the end of the day. There's some shows that we watch together, and that's like our family time as we relax from a hard day's work. And then, you have your morning routine where you're getting ready, and your evening routine, you're getting ready, coming from the bed and going to the bed. But 3 hours, if I get a good day, sometimes I could get a 4th hour in there, but I have to be really on my game when it comes to dishes, laundry, sweeping, mopping, scrubbing the bathroom down, and taking care of surface areas around the house. The boys are responsible for taking care of their own rooms, and I take care of the bedroom, which mainly the main thing in there is to make the bed and sweep and dust. So, husband is in charge of most of the lawn care and heavy lifting items around the home, but his main thing is leaving to go to work, and he works just down the road. That's not a very far commute, and he's got 8 hours, and sometimes there is the blessing of overtime. So he is not home, but in the evenings he helps with working with the horses and feeding the pigs, and helping to wrangle the boys into being helpful around the farm. I have designated 3 hours to just time for me, and that time is sacred. And there's been some experimentation on when those 3 hours start, or do I chop up the 3 hours, or is it a block? I'm still kind of playing with it, but I have found that if I don't do the 3 hours, like I do the morning chores, and then I do my 3 hours, because if I don't do the 3 hours right after my morning, make sure everyone's still alive and they're eating their breakfast on the farm, then it can be taken away from me if I wait until my family is in the home. And on the weekends, it is still kind of a struggle, because my family is here on the weekends. My kids are out of school, they're home for the weekend, and my husband is not working. And there are times during the weekends that I will not get my 3 hours in, because there is some big project like mowing hay or working to train on the horses. My trick card behind, up my sleeve is that I can put a movie on and let them watch a movie, and I will disappear into my creative zone.